This is my last message, not because words have ended, but because my heart is tired of explaining its wounds. I spoke in silence, hoping you would hear. I waited in loyalty, hoping you would see. But some souls only listen when the echo is gone. I loved you with patience, the kind kings keep hidden. No noise, no demands, just presence, just truth. I built castles in my chest and named them after you, yet you walked past them like ruins meant for history. They say strong men don't cry, but they never ask how many nights strength sleeps beside loneliness. I stayed when leaving was easier. I believed when doubt was louder. I chose you, even when I was never your choice. If love was a crown, I wore it with honor. If love was a battlefield, I lost without regret. Some stories are not meant to end happily, only honestly. So this is my last message, not a curse, not a complaint, just a farewell wrapped in grace. I release you, without hatred, without blame, without chains. Remember me not as the one who begged, but as the one who stood tall, even while breaking. If my absence ever hurts you, know this. I never wanted to leave. I only refused to disappear. And if destiny ever asks about me, tell it this. He loved deeply. He stayed honestly. And when it was time, he walked away with his dignity intact. After the last message, silence became my language. I stopped knocking on hearts that only open when it's too late. I learned that love doesn't always mean staying. Sometimes love is knowing when to leave with honor. I watched my name fade from your priorities, yet I never erased yours from my prayers. I was never loud in love. I didn't beg the skies or announce my pain. I carried it like royalty carries grief, behind closed doors, with a straight spine. They mistook my patience for weakness, my loyalty for convenience, my silence for acceptance. But silence is not surrender. It is the final form of strength. I gave you the purest version of me, not the perfect one, the honest one, the one who stayed, even when storms had names. I was there when your world was heavy, when your smile needed shelter. I became your calm and forgot to save myself. If loving you was a mistake, then it was the most sincere one I ever made. I never wanted to own you, only to stand beside you. Two souls walking, not one chasing the other. Time revealed what words hid. You wanted presence without responsibility, love without depth, and loyalty without sacrifice. So I stepped back, not in anger, but in clarity. Some people are lessons, not lifetimes. I did not lose you. I found myself. I found the man who knows his worth who doesn't compete for attention, who doesn't explain his pain, to those committed to misunderstanding him. If one day you remember me, remember this. I loved you quietly, fiercely, and with clean intentions. No drama, no revenge, no bitterness, just distance with dignity. And if fate ever crosses our paths again, you'll see it in my eyes. Not regret, but peace. Because the man who walks away without hatred has already won. The silence after goodbye was not empty. It was heavy with everything I never said. I learned that some people enter your life only to teach you how to let go with grace. I did not lose sleep over your absence. I lost it over the memories that refused to leave quietly. I loved you without conditions, without timelines, without fear. And that was my rebellion. They say time heals, but time only reveals. It shows you who stayed because they cared and who stayed because it was convenient. I was never your option. I was your constant. And that was my mistake. I mistook your presence for commitment, your words for truth, your silence for depth. Still, I never questioned your worth, only my place. In your world, I carried love like a sacred duty, not a transaction. I gave without keeping score, and I paid the price. In lessons, there are people who love loudly and leave easily, and there are people who love quietly and stay until there is nothing left to hold on to. I was the second kind. When I finally walked away, the world didn't end. It became clearer. I learned that closure is not an apology, it is acceptance. I forgive you, not because you asked, but because I deserve peace. If my name ever echoes in your lonely moments, know this: I was real. In a world full of rehearsals, I didn't break when you left. I broke when I realized I stayed too long. And yet I rise, not with pride, but with calm. Because the strongest hearts do not harden, they understand. This is not bitterness. This is growth, and this is not the end, only the moment. I chose myself. When I finally let go, I did not shout. I did not announce my departure. I simply stopped reaching for hands that never held me back. There is a strange peace in no longer explaining yourself. To people who already decided what to believe, I once thought love meant endurance, standing still.